So my name's Grainne and I work with Comhlámh, and today we've got an event called Swap Til You Drop. Initially actually it emerged that we were wanting to do a fundraiser to produce a resource that we weren't able to get funding for. It was a learning journal for volunteers, and the focus of the work that we do is awareness raising about global justice and development issues in the developing world back here in Ireland. So we thought it would be an appropriate fundraiser to do something that recycles and reuses clothing, and to kind of raise awareness about not supporting corporates and multinationals, and raising awareness of the conditions that workers in developing countries experience when making the clothes that we wear. And so having a Swap Til You Drop event, an event where you can reuse old clothes, means that we're not supporting the garment industry that discriminates and keeps workers in unfair conditions. I suppose maybe the incentive for people to come here is new clothes and refreshing their wardrobe as well as getting rid of old clothes. So we wanted to use the opportunity of people who otherwise mightn't engage in justice issues or issues around global development, that they would have this space to learn about those issues. So that's why we've kind of discreetly put signs up around the place, some facts about how much garment workers in different countries get paid, and showing a film, so we have some kind of educational bit to the event, that people might, as well as getting new clothes, they might also learn something about the garment industry and fashion, what's behind the scenes of fashion. I was working in Zambia. We were working with local actors and local playwrights and local artists of all kinds of different art forms that were already working with young people who were at risk of going on the street, and we were basically working alongside those to make a dynamic, vibrant art scene in Zambia to enable young people who are at risk of going on the street to have signposts so that they don't have to be living on the street. So that was kind of what we were doing over there, which is a little bit different from here, but we feel it's all connected, and often people like myself and other people who've had an experience of being volunteers in the Global South, that they come back with a passion, they come back feeling that the certain countries that are poor aren't poor just because they're poor. There's trade rules and there's rules that have been set up globally that would keep countries like Zambia poor. So Zambia is really rich in copper, it's really rich in coffee, it's really rich in a lot of natural resources, but because of the way that the trade laws have been set up globally, they're not benefiting as much from the natural resources that they have. And so the work we would do would be raise awareness about that, so we can start to change those trade rules from Ireland, and that'll have a positive impact on the Global South. You can go on our website and follow us on Facebook. The organisation is Comhlámh, which is Irish for solidarity. Comhlámh, hands together, and the Facebook page is just Comhlámh, Comhlamh, and we would regularly have events taking place. This is one example of an education event around a clothing swap. We've also run debates around the country. There's member groups, and there's the beginnings of a member group starting in Cork, and I suppose for the member groups they would basically decide what they want to do themselves in terms of awareness raising and action around global justice issues. So if people were interested to get involved in the Cork area, they could just contact us in Comhlámh and we can put you in touch with the different members in Cork who are interested to mobilise around these issues.
My name is Ruby, and I'm after I found a brand new pair of Levi's with their tags still on them. I'm after getting loads of winter jumpers, found a pair of brand new shoes, so I've had a great day.
Did you bring some stuff yourself?
I did, yeah. I cleared out a good old bit, so it was great actually to make space in the wardrobe as well for all the nice new things. So delighted. It's brilliant that there's actually more use being put to the clothes, that are being given new life. So I think it's a great idea. The girls are brilliant that organise it.
My name is Siobhan. I work with Serve. This year I was in South Africa.
And what did you do in South Africa?
I was leading a group out, so I brought a group of 10 volunteers from all over Ireland out to Rustenburg, which is a mining area just outside Johannesburg, and there was a lot of different projects. So there was first aid training, there was youth work, bit of building, so it's very varied work. Living here, we're just not aware of what's happening in other parts of the world, like the food we buy, the clothes we buy, the fuel we consume. It's all dependent on other people in other parts of the world. So our everyday actions are directly affecting people.
Tom Sutton, and it was good fun. I brought this jacket, but I found 2 nice enough shirts now, so I look forward to get them home and try them on.
Hi, I'm Martin Daly, and so far it's been a really interesting experience because I wasn't 100% on board coming over. It was more of a friend and invited me to stay to spare a ticket. Despite it being slim pickings for men, especially of my size, I've enjoyed it and I found a few things, and even then I found some things for friends as well that I know they'll like.
I'm Rose Hennessy, and I'm here today from an organisation called Friends of Londiani. We're also signatories to Comhlámh. So we work with communities in Kenya, very rural population, northwest of Nairobi. I've been out there lots of times. First time I went was actually this time 10 years ago. So I kind of got bitten by the bug and kept going back, and now I work for the charity in Ireland. So we're not a huge charity, we're small enough, so there's just myself. I do a 4-day week and we have a CEO, but he spends a lot of time in Kenya. But then in Kenya we have 14 Kenyan staff and a huge bank of volunteers from the community out there who keep working. But we run a volunteer programme from Ireland, so that's our connection to Comhlámh. Then we have teams that go out twice a year, in July and in November, and they do all sorts of things. They could be building smokeless stoves or facilitating life skills courses, running wilderness first aid courses. They train before they go, so they're ready, prepared for what they're going to be doing.
Did something happen that moved you to remain involved for 10 years?
I do remember at one stage walking back to where we were camping at this particular time, walking back to the campsite on a very wet, rainy day, feeling a bit miserable and cold, which you wouldn't expect to be in Africa, but when it's raining it is miserable. But the road turns into mud, so I was walking with good boots, sliding around the place on the mud. But as I looked down, it was all footprints, not shoes, but children's footprints, because they'd just come from school, they were going home. And I suppose I've always been struck, that image remained. Lots of images remained, but that was one. How come 8 hours from where I live by plane, children go to school with no shoes on?
This has been a podcast by Grainne. For more reports on what's happening in Cork, please check out my Facebook page, Inside Cork.